Okay, so we are going to start some poetry. So this unit is on poetry, but first we need to know some of the elements of poetry. So a stanza is a group of lines. So when you think about any other kind of writing, you've got paragraphs. A stanza is what we call it in poetry, where there's groups of lines and they're separated by spaces. Rhyme is when two or more words share an ending sound, like cat, mat, rat. Their ending sound sounds the same. Now, a lot of people think when they think about poetry, they think it has to rhyme. It doesn't. Several poems do rhyme, but it doesn't have to rhyme to be considered a poem. So rhyme is when they have the same ending sound. Alliteration is the repetition of the beginning sound in a group of words. So when you have Sally sells seashells by the seashore, they have the same beginning sound. So rhyme has the same ending sound. Alliteration has the same beginning sound. Repetition is the saying or writing of the same word or phrase over and over. So if at the end of every line they say over the hill, or if they say it 3 or 4 times in the poem, that's repetition. They're using the same word or the same group of words over and over again. Rhythm is the beat created by the syllables. Like if you could read the poem out loud and it would have a beat to it, that would be the rhythm. Onomatopoeia, those are sound words. Crash, boom, bang. Words that you would hear, they would be written like you would be able to hear them. A hyperbole is an extreme exaggeration. Authors use those when they're trying to drive home a point. So when somebody says, "I'm so hungry I could eat a horse," well, they couldn't really eat a horse, but they're using a hyperbole to exaggerate and show you just how hungry they are. Personification is when we give human abilities to non-living things. So when we say the baseball flew through the air, well, a baseball's not alive, it can't really fly. So we're using personification. Or if we say the football sailed into the end zone, well, that's personification, because a football, it's not a living thing, so it can't really sail. So personification, you'll see a lot of in writing, because authors use it to really strengthen their writing and to be descriptive. So here are some basic elements of poetry that we're going to be getting into. We also are going to be going back to talking about similes and metaphors. Those are used a lot in poetry. So that's when we compare things. Similes we compare using like or as. Metaphors we compare without using like or as. We'll also talk about antonyms and synonyms. So antonyms are words that mean opposite of each other, like hot and cold, they're antonyms. Synonyms are words that mean the same thing. So big, huge, large, those would all be synonyms. They mean the same thing. So when we talk about poetry, it's going to be a lot about figurative language, and then also figuring out, is there a hidden meaning in this poem? What's the author really wanting me to get from their writing?